This drink, the national drink of Brazil, and, you know, as far as that one episode of Parts Unknown tells me, one of Anthony Bourdain's favourite mixed drinks as well. So let this episode be a salute to one of the finest chefs and TV presenters, I think, of the modern age. And of course to Brazil, you know, well done Brazil, this is a phenomenal drink. Anthony Bourdain had previously said that his favourite mixed drink is a Negroni, which is, you know, a fair choice.
You know, whenever I appear on television or in any public place, I always like to have a stiff drink beforehand. I call that being prepared. Others might call it something else.
However, his love for an authentically crafted Caipirinha from Brazil, as we see in Season 3, Episode 8 of Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown, really shines through and is every bit the setting, the rustic preparation, and just how good this drink is that makes it such an enticing beverage. In his own words, he calls it one of the world's truly great
cocktails. A utility beverage good for any time of day or any social occasion. Very satisfying.
This show is my first exposure to the Caipirinha cocktail, and being through the eyes of Anthony Bourdain, it was a perspective that I really wanted to celebrate when making this drink. Although the origin of this drink is somewhat nebulous, there are a couple origin stories for the Caipirinha. One of them says that it was a curative for the Spanish flu originating around 1918 that combined honey, lemon and garlic. Another is that it was based on an alcoholic beverage from Portugal called poncha, which used the precursor to cachaça, aguardente, as the base spirit. Caipirinha is derived from the Portuguese word caipira, which basically means hillbilly, country person, although I think it's the female conjugation of that. Now, is that conjugation? Meaning that Caipirinha basically means that hillbilly or that country girl. The Caipirinha can be, and often is, prepared in a wide variety of different ways. However, the most prevailing school of thought is that you need lime wedges, granulated sugar, cachaça and ice, and all of this has to wind up in the glass. However, exactly how you get those ingredients in the glass can vary from place to place, within Brazil, of course. Even in that one Parts Unknown episode, we can see different people, different Brazilians, preparing the Caipirinha in their own personal way. Either peeling the lime before they chop it up, shaking it, or just building it in the glass. There is a lot of different ways you can get all of those ingredients into the final product. So it seems like as long as we're using those three aforementioned ingredients and all of them wind up in the glass, then we're doing something right. And all of that really comes down to preference rather than a key accepted dogma. This drink was not invented by mixologists, it was invented by a collection of people in the countryside over several decades. There is no one precise way to make this drink. However, just as a footnote before we get started, apparently for a while in Brazil, the caipirosca was a more preferred version of the drink, which basically replaces the cachaça with an imported vodka, because allegedly some years ago the cachaça that was being produced locally was harsh, not very high quality. However, the imported vodka was a lot smoother and just made for a much more refreshing beverage. However, with modern distillation, I think that the cachaça we've got is probably a lot better than they had back in the day, and I think is going to make us a fantastic mixed drink. So we are going to start with the glass we're going to be drinking this in. Just to prepare this, I'm going to combine a couple of the different methods that sort of commonly get used, but as I say, this is, you know, it's a cultural drink that evolved over some decades. There's no one exact way to make this, so just make a caipirinha, all right? Make a caipirinha. We are going to start with half a lime. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to take my lime, cut it lengthways, cut that in half again, remove the white pith core, half those quarters I already have. So I have 4/8 individual eighths of a lime, and they are going to get dropped directly into the bottom of the glass, skin side down. I'm then going to take, 2 to 3 bar spoons of a granulated sugar, quite a fine granulated sugar if you can get your hands on it. I'm going to go for somewhere in between 2 to 3 bar spoons. I'm going to take my muddler and I'm just going to press the sugar and the fleshy side of the limes to express all of those juices, and just to begin to get the ingredients combined. I don't want to press the skins of the lime because I don't want to get too much bitterness out, but I do want to express all of the oils in the lime. And then, for the star of the show, our Brazilian cachaça. I'm using this cachaça 51, and I quite like this. It's 40% alcohol. Smells like grass and lime zest. Now usually they would just free pour this straight into the glass. Measuring it is probably even a little bit of overkill at this point. I'm going to add some lovely ice cubes to my glass. And then I'm going to take my small tin shaker. I'm going to cap that on top of my glass and then just give it a very quick shake to sort of combine everything and get it chilled and diluted. And dump everything in. Cap with some more ice. And there we have a beautiful looking caipirinha, and it smells phenomenal. The room is just really alive with the smell of that cachaça, that lime juice. We're just getting this really fresh, herbal, grassy aroma coming from this glass. And I'm super excited to try this. Now, as Anthony Bourdain says about the caipirinha, he says, the first taste is kinda, I don't know, it's a little too
something. And then like that second sip, it's like, oh, that's kind of good. Then the third sip, it's, where are my pants?
So let's see if that holds up. That is phenomenal. That's so good. And that cachaça. Cachaça, by the way, is very closely related to rum, whereas rum is distilled from sugarcane byproduct molasses. Cachaça is distilled from fresh pressed sugarcane juice. And of course, the different types of distillation methods and the different stills does sort of make a difference. This is really something unique. It's nothing at all like a daiquiri. Really grassy, really grassy, getting a lot of oils from those lime peels. It's super refreshing, really well balanced actually. I wasn't certain how well this will balance with just the muddled lime and the granulated sugar, but it's really balanced quite nicely. Cachaça up front, really grassy, a lot of those herbal notes. Then as the sugar pop starts to come in, it really highlights all of those flavors of the lime. It's a cool limeade with the complexity of the oils from the skin and the lime juice, just pairing nicely with all those green notes from the cachaça. So yeah, thank you to Anthony Bourdain for introducing me to this drink. Thank you for Brazil for inventing the drink. This is really something special.
I vote we go see the big Jesus first.
Alan, I think you mean Christ the Redeemer, dude.
I can really just see myself enjoying 1 to 8 of these on a beach.
You truly have not taken a beach until a man has set up the Caipirinha station. Then you know the LZ is secure.
Thank you very much for tuning into this episode of In the Drink. I'm greatly appreciative of any and all support that you guys give to this channel. If you guys want to like, comment, that would be enormously appreciated. Constructive criticism is always welcome. This channel is, after all, a learning experience for me. So thanks all, have a good night, and make yourself a caipirinha.